Welcome to Raw Take, everyone, the Lifeline to your unfiltered media experience. I'm your host, Gian Thomas, and before we get into the show today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any uploads. Also, you can find us anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. Troubled actor and comedian Bill Cosby was released from prison this week after Pennsylvania Supreme Court threw out his 2018 convictions on charges of drugging and sexual assaulting Andrea Constand in 2004 when she was a Temple University employee.
This is a big deal to know that Bill Cosby's admitted that he gave Quaaludes to a woman. As a legal matter, this may not change much with regard to any civil lawsuits or the prospect of any potential criminal lawsuits because of the statute of limitations.
Tonight, a bombshell document citing Bill Cosby in his own words, saying yes when asked if he purchased prescription sedatives to give to young women he wanted to have sex with. The apparent admission coming to light after a judge released a motion from the plaintiff's attorney from a 2005 sexual abuse lawsuit brought against the embattled comedian by Andrea Constand. According to the motion, Cosby testified in 2005 that he gave the drug Quaaludes to at least one woman and, quote, other people.
You can understand why Bill Cosby's lawyers didn't want this to come out. It looks terrible for him. Even if no one can use this to sue Bill Cosby or prosecute Bill Cosby.
And so today, in today's episode, we're going to be going over this. We're going to look at why this conviction was thrown out. We're going to look at the actual deposition, and we're just going to analyze this whole entire thing. The Black community, from what I've seen, is total. I feel like there's a split. There's a lot of people saying that they are happy for this. There's a lot of people saying that justice has not been served. We're not going to sit here and defend Bill Cosby because the things that we feel like he's done is unreparable. You cannot over 60 women coming out to accuse you of rape. I think that shows a pattern, and that's hard to try and deny. But in the operations of how our legal system works, they dropped the ball. They should have went about another way of trying to prosecute him. In those depositions, you're giving immunity. You can't, when there's these plea deals, you can't then go back and use these plea deals against you. That is totally against the law. This is kind of similar with the situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine when he went to court, and he said, I'll give my story, but I want this, and this. And so in Bill's case, he said, I'll tell you my story, but I want immunity. You can't then come back to use this against me. And that's between her lawyer, Mrs. Constand's lawyer, and her. And they made the decision to let him to give him immunity so they can get this stuff on record. So let's look at some of this. Prosecutors violated Mr. Cosby's rights by reneging on a parent promise not to charge him. In 2005, Bruce L. Castor Jr., which is Mrs. Constand's lawyer, who was the district attorney in Montgomery County outside of Philadelphia, issued a news release saying that he had declined to charge Mr. Cosby over the matter. Mr. Cosby then sat for deposition in a separate lawsuit. So this is the separate lawsuit. So they couldn't get him on the first one. They knew they wasn't going to be able to get him on the first one. So they say, we'll get him on the back end. So Mr. Cosby then sat for deposition in a separate lawsuit filed against him by Mrs. Constand, which he paid her $3.38 million to settle in 2006. So it was kind of resolved. They settled. They settled in 2006 for $3 million plus. But okay, so look, but a subsequent district attorney reversed Mr. Castor's decision and charged the entertainer with assaulting Mrs. Constand after all. In the trial, prosecutors used what Mr. Cosby said in the deposition. His admission that in decades past he had given Quaaludes to women in effort to have sex with them as evidence against him. So he had this immunity with the first lawyer or with the first district attorney, so they can get him for the $3 million plus, and then they came back on the back end and charged them anyway. And that's when you hear Black people saying that Bill Cosby should have never been charged in the first place, this is what they mean. They mean that the way that they got the information in the deposition, that he wasn't supposed to basically incriminate himself. You have the right to plead the fifth, not to incriminate yourself. A lot of people know, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. That means that you will not speak out against yourself, that you will not incriminate yourself in a court of law. And so they threw that out so they can get him for this $3 million, for the $3 million. And then they came back and put him in jail anyway. And we are not coming in defense of Bill Cosby. But this is how our law system works. And every day we talk about how unfair it is. So let's look at the actual deposition. Let's look at the deposition. Okay, question. When did you first develop a romantic interest in Andrea? Answer. This is an answer from Bill Cosby. Probably the first time I saw her at Temple's Arena. Okay. Okay, on the night in question. So this is the night that everything happened. Question. Can you tell me what you recall of the night in which you gave the pills to Andrea? Andrea came to the house. I called her. We talked about Temple University. We talked about her position. And then I went upstairs and I got 3 pills. I bought them down. They were equivalent of 1.5. Okay, so it's broken up pieces. The reason I gave them and offered them to Andrea, which she took them after examining them. So she took them. He didn't drug her. She took them voluntarily, was because she was talking about stress. So a lot of people in talking about this case, they'll say that and you know what? This is one of the things. He probably didn't explain to her what these pills were going to do. She probably took them blindly, or I mean, I know he was talking about them being related to stress, and probably her making her feel more relaxed, and she probably did not know that she was getting Quaaludes and that she was going to probably be high out of her mind. So but he did not slip them in her drink. He did not, he didn't force them upon her. She took them voluntarily. She examined them and then she took them. Cosby describes a several-minute sexual encounter that followed. And that is suspicious. I mean, after you give her these pills, boom, y'all go, bam, right then and there, y'all having sex a couple of minutes later. a problem. Okay, so question. So you're telling us that you verbally asked her for permission? So did he ask her for permission? This is big. This is big. Okay, answer. I didn't say it verbally. I said I didn't say it verbally. I said the action is my hand on her midriff, which is skin. I'm not lifting any clothing up. This is, I don't remember fully what it is, but it's there and I can feel. I got her skin and it's just above the hand and it's just above where you go under the pants. Then what happens? Question from the lawyer. Answer. I don't hear her say anything, and I just feel, and I don't feel her. Okay, wait, hold up. I don't hear her say anything, and I don't feel her say anything, and so I continue, and I go into the area that is somewhere between permission and rejection. I am not stopped. I am I go into the area that is somewhere between permission and rejection. I am not stopped. Hmm. So if these drugs had taken effect quickly, she could be out of it at this point in time. She could be unconscious, and that's why she's not able to say anything or do anything. I mean, there's so many, there's so much stuff that we don't know. But we do know that he does have a long history of this. This is her lawyer, from Menke, asks Cosby about a phone call a year later between Cosby and Constrand's mother, Gina Constrand, who told him something was wrong with her daughter, who was also on the line. What was the thing that you did not want to talk about? I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk about what did you give her? Okay, so he's saying he didn't want to have that conversation on the phone with the mother. Like, what did you give my daughter? Why? Because we're over the telephone, and I'm not sending anything, the pill bottle or the mail. I'm not giving anything away, or I'm not giving away anything. Okay, so I'm trying to decipher what he's saying here. He said, I didn't want to talk to her about it. Like, what did you give my daughter? He didn't want to have that conversation over the phone. And they asked him why. Because we're over the phone and I'm not sending anything, the pill bottle. So he's saying he's not going to send the pill bottle. Why is he saying he's not going to send the pill bottle? Is she asking for more pills? I wonder. Is that why he's saying he's not going to send the pill bottle, or he's not going to send the pill bottle because he doesn't want the mother to know like what kind of pills he drugged her with? There's no real sense of what's going on. Uh, why didn't you simply tell her that you had given her daughter an over-the-counter drug called Benadryl? Uh, Answer. I'm not going to argue with somebody's mother who's accusing me of something. And then when I apologize, she says to me, that's all I wanted to know, Bill. And I'm apologizing because I'm thinking this is a dirty old man with a young girl. I apologize. I said to the mother, it was digital penetration. Okay. Question. When she sat here and cried, Constrand, during her deposition, how did you feel? Answer. This is from Bill Cosby. I think Andrea is a liar, and I know she's a liar because I was there. God, just oh, man, attacking the attacking the victim. That's horrible. You can't do that. Bill testified that he had gotten Quaaludes from his doctor in Los Angeles in the 1970s. He said he was given 7 prescriptions for the now banned sedative ups for a sore back. Uh, Ostensibly for his sore back. I had to take a while for that one. Why didn't you ever take the Quaaludes? So this is asking him why he never took the Quaaludes. Because answer, because I used them. For what? As a person would say, have a drink. So here he's saying he would have the Quaaludes every once in a while, like have a drink type deal. So he used them, but he wasn't an avid user of them. Uh, Question: you gave them to other people? He says yes. Did you believe Did you believe at that time that it was illegal for you to dispense those drugs? Yes. So he knew that giving those drugs was illegal. How did the doctor know that you didn't plan to use them? What was happening at that time was what was happening at that time was that was Quaaludes happened happened to be the drug that young people were using to party with, and there were times when I wanted to have them just in case. So he wanted to have these just in case, like a party drug. Well, that's what he's telling the prosecutors. He probably used them for people who he would party with. He probably used them to drug people, as the pattern shows, from all these women coming out. Um, when you got the Quaaludes, this is a question. When you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind that you were going to use Quaaludes for young women that you wanted to have sex with? And he says yes. And I think that is like the real damaging part right here. I think when people say that he admitted to raping women and giving them Quaaludes, so this is what they're saying. When you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind that you were going to use these Quaaludes for young women that wanted to have sex with you? These Quaaludes for young women that wanted to have sex with you. Now, if they want to have sex with you, doesn't that formulate or simulate some form of consent of them wanting to have sex with you? I don't know. Like I said, guys, this stuff is very complicated. I'm not a lawyer. I've taken a couple of law classes, but I am not a lawyer. But in looking at this, Bill Cosby, uh, the stuff was overturned for the right reason, because they used what he had said in immunity. He had an immunity, and they used what he said against them. They should have found another way to prosecute him. I think going forward from this, it's going to be really bad for the state of Pennsylvania because he's going to countersue, and he has a clear cut lawsuit that is definitely in his favor. And so now the state of Philadelphia is going to lose a lot of money. Um, these I don't think any other women are going to get any kind of justice. And so it kind of backfires. It totally backfired on us. And Bill, his legacy is tarnished, but within the Black community, it's hard to say how tarnished his legacy will be. This is a man who's put thousands, if not millions, of Black people through schools, given millions of dollars to HBCUs, just the charity work he's done. That the museum in DC, there's a whole wing of it dedicated to Bill Cosby. I remember when I went there a couple of years ago. I think I went there. I think it was 2018. It was, or at the beginning of 2019. It was around the start of all of this, and it's hard to deny Bill Cosby's contribution to not only Black America but to America itself. At one point in time, Bill Cosby was America's dad, and it's sad to see how far he has descended. It's really sad. There's a lot of people who say without Bill Cosby, we wouldn't have Barack Obama, and I can kind of see that translation. People don't understand how big of an influence Bill Cosby was for just having white America kind of have a glimpse, insight into the black household with his Cosby Show. And so, that was white America's first time looking into, because white people love Bill Cosby. Black people don't really like Bill Cosby. White people love Bill Cosby. And a lot of people didn't like Bill Cosby because of the things that he, you can't have African names. You need to pull up your pants. You need to try and conform, and a lot of Black people didn't like that. But Bill Cosby also didn't take that rhetoric out to like white mainstream media. He kept that within the Black construct. He was criticizing Black people from within the inside. He wasn't like Candace Owens or Officer Tatum, who attacks Black people from the outside. He came within the Black community and said, "Hey, y'all need to pull up y'all pants and stop listening to rap music." And as bad as that was, and sometimes I felt like Bill Cosby was trying to get too much of like white people on his side, and kind of bash Black people. But I think he just had a different way of trying to uplift Black people. But when it came down to the dollars, that brother threw out the cash, and he did a lot of good within the Black community. And it's just sad to see. It's sad to see him being. It's sad to see that that you're here. A lot of our heroes are not perfect people. Not saying that Bill Cosby is a hero of mine, but I'm pretty sure to some people he was a hero. Your heroes aren't perfect. No one's perfect. Everybody has their demons. Everybody, has a dark side to them, whether it's big or small. It's just sad to see how far he has descended. But when you look at the process, when you look at the due process, when you look at the court of law system, he deserved to get out. This is it's a hard topic. It's a hard subject, and I know a lot of people are gonna probably attack me, but it is what it is. I'll probably get attacked from both sides. I don't really care. I mean, this is the truth. Bill Cosby had a lot of issues, but he paid that woman several times over. If you go look at the deposition is a little long. He had been giving her money throughout the years. So you give this woman money throughout the years, and then you also do a settlement, and this is just for this one case. It's not like it was for all the other cases. It was just for this one case. So, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I don't even really like talking about stuff like this, but I felt the need to try to come out here and speak on it because I feel like it would be disingenuous just because it's such a hard topic for me not to come out here and talk about it and give my point of view. I'm a mixed bag about the situation. I think that's a question society needs to ask itself. Do we throw out someone's achievements and all the good that they've done to a community, to a sect of people that don't get the light that it needs, that doesn't get the necessary resources or the love that it needs? Is it proper to throw out somebody because they might be a terrible person? I don't have the answer for that. I think in a lot of cases it depends. Are we going to throw out all the good Bill Cosby's done because of this? That's a question we all have to ask ourselves, I think. But guys, that's our show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any uploads. We also have a great live stream coming up for y'all next week. We have Javier, who's with the Sunrise Movement, and he was just in DC. And we know that a lot of protesters in DC were just arrested, and so he's gonna comment on that. He's gonna comment on the climate change civilian corps that they have going on with the Sunrise Movement. So we're gonna be talking about all that stuff. So y'all be tuned. Like I said before, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all have a blessed day. Peace.